Today, we are going to talk about important global issue that is affecting millions of people around the world. The fuel crisis. Fuel or BBM is something we use every day. It power our vehicles, support industries, and help move goods from one place to other. Without fuel, modern life cannot run smoothly. But now, any countries are facing problem related to fuel supply and fuel price. These problems are not only happening in one region but across the world. From news report by BBC, CNBC Indonesia, and Jakarta Globe, we can see that this issue is becoming more serious and more complex. In this video, we will explain what is happening, and how it affects Indonesia and the global community.
Let us begin with the global situation. In recent months, the world has experienced instability in fuel supply. This instability is mainly caused by geopolitical tensions and disruptions in important oil transportation routes. Many oil shipments pass through strategic locations such as the Middle East. When there is conflict or tension in these areas, it becomes risky for oil to be transported safely. Because of this, oil supply chains are disturbed. According to international news reports, even a small disruption can cause a big reaction in global markets. Oil prices can increase quickly and countries begin to worry about shortages. Some countries have already started to feel the pressure. They are seeing higher fuel prices and difficulty in maintaining stable supply. Governments in different parts of the world are now trying to manage the situation carefully. Some are reducing fuel taxes, while others are increasing subsidies to protect their citizens from rising costs. This shows that the problem is serious and requires immediate attention. However, the impact of the fuel crisis is not the same for every country. In developing countries, the situation can be more difficult. Many of these countries depend heavily on imported fuel. When global prices increase, they must pay more, which affects their economy. In some places, people have to wait in long lines to buy fuel. Public transportation becomes more expensive and the cost of basic goods also increase. This can lead to inflation, where the prices of everyday items rise quickly. In developed countries, the situation is slightly different. These countries often have larger fuel reserves and stronger financial systems. They can respond by releasing fuel from national reserves or temporarily lowering taxes. Some governments also encourage people to use less fuel by promoting public transportation or energy-saving policies. Still, even developed countries are not completely safe from the effects of this crisis. The global nature of the fuel market means that when one region is affected, the impact spreads to others.
Now let us look at Indonesia. Indonesia is an important country in Southeast Asia with a large population and growing economy. Fuel is very important for transportation, industry, and daily life. However, according to reports from Jakarta Globe and energy analysts, Indonesia still depends heavily on imported fuel. Around 60% of Indonesia's fuel supply comes from imports. This means that Indonesia is very sensitive to changes in global oil prices and supply. If global prices rise, Indonesia must spend more money to buy fuel. This can increase government spending, especially for fuel subsidies. Fuel subsidies are important because they help keep prices affordable for the public. But when global prices are high, maintaining these subsidies becomes more difficult. Another concern is fuel reserves. Indonesia does not have very large fuel reserves compared to some developed countries. This means that if there is a serious disruption in supply, the country may not have enough to last for a long time. Despite these challenges, the Indonesian government is taking steps to manage the situation. They are working to ensure stable distribution of fuel, especially for essential sectors. They are also trying to maintain subsidized fuel for lower income communities. In addition, there are efforts to develop alternative energy sources such as biofuel and renewable energy. However, experts warn that Indonesia must continue to improve its energy security in the future.
There are several key reasons why this fuel crisis is happening. First, geopolitical. Conflict plays a major role. When there is a tension or conflict in oil producing regions, it affects global supply. Second, the world still depends heavily on fossil fuel. Despite efforts to move to renewable energy, oil and gas are still the main source of energy. Third, global demand for energy continues to grow. As economies develop, they need more fuel for transportation. Fourth, supply chains are fragile. Even small disruption can cause large problems because the system is highly connected. All these factors together create a situation where fuel markets become unstable. Before we continue, we also want to hear from public. We asked a motorcycle community about this fuel crisis. Many of them said they feel worried, they want to move to electricity in the future. They use motorcycle every day for daily activities. When fuel prices go up, their expense also increase. Some riders said they now spend more money every week for fuel. Others said they try to reduce travel or find ways to save fuel, like maybe wanna move to electricity motorcycle. This shows that the fuel crisis is not a global issue, but also affect people directly in their daily life. Now, let us return to the global discussion. Around the world, governments are responding to the fuel crisis in different ways. According to CNBC Indonesia, many countries are adjusting their tax policies related to fuel. By reducing taxes, they hope to lower the price that consumers pay. Some countries are also increasing subsidies, even though this puts pressure on government budgets. Others are focusing on long-term solutions such as investing in renewable energy and reducing dependence on fossil fuels. These include solar energy, wind power, electric vehicle, biofuel programs. These solutions are not immediate, but they are important for the future. The current crisis is a reminder that relying too much on one type of energy can be risky. Baik pemirsa, kali ini saya bersama Mas
Jaya.
Oke Mas Yoyo, kali ini boleh gak dijelasin ini motor apa dan apa aja yang dirubah?
Ini basic motor Mios Mel tahun 2010.
Apa yang dimodif dari luar-luarnya ini, Mas? Silahkan sedikit. Yang kelihatan aja Pak.
Knalpot, perlampuan, sama perintilan-perintilan.
Ini cat sendiri?
Ya.
Oke. Kalau dari internalnya mesin atau apa? Naik spek atau mungkin?
Cuman naik dikit biar tarikannya lebih enak.
Ini titanium asli, Mas?
Bukan, ini stainless, Mas.
Oh, stainless, Mas. Ini kuning-kuning nih apa nih, Mas? Boleh jelasin, Mas? Apa nih, Mas?
Ini aki motobat itu.
Oh, yang mahal itu ya?
Agak mahal sih.
Oh ya. Oke Mas. Jadi ini kan pasti sangat butuh bensin sekali ya ini motornya. Kan di masa depan tuh ada apa isu krisis BBM kan Mas?
Ya.
Mas Suryo sendiri tanggapannya gimana Mas? Apakah masih menggaspol motor ini atau males gitu?
Untuk saya sih ya masih gaspol sih.
Masih gaspol. Apakah kalau misalkan nih ada isu krisis BBM, terpaksa ganti listrik, Mas Suryo di masa depan pengen ganti listrik gak? Kira-kira apakah akan meninggalkan ini atau
Kemungkinan kecil sih ganti kalau udah ada apa itu.
SPKLU ya?
Iya itu.
Listrik. Kalau udah memadai, Mas Suryo bakal ganti.
Ya kalau ada uangnya juga.
Oke, cukup sekian. Terima kasih Mas Suryo.
Oke Mas,
Yes.
sama-sama.
Yuk. Oke pemirsa, baik kali ini saya bersama Mas.
Mas Evan.
Oke Mas Evan, kali ini saya akan bertanya tentang, oh ya sebelumnya jelasin dulu ini motor apa dan apa aja yang dirubah.
Ini itu Vario 125 ya basicnya ya. Ini keluaran tahun 2021. Di sini saya cuma modif di bagian ini perlampuan saya pakai billet, turunin shock, repaint velg sama knalpot aja sih Mas. Oh, stop lamp juga.
Oke, kalau dari internalnya Mas?
Kalau internalnya mungkin saya ini ya naik dikit aja. Terus sama ini di bagian throttle body saya bikin down drive aja sih Mas biar sirkulasi udaranya lebih enak gitu Mas.
Oh, kan ini kan pasti butuh bensin yang cukup boros ya mungkin ya,
Ya,
di
betul,
pandangan
betul.
saya ya.
Iya.
Oke, kan di masa depan tuh kan kemungkinan ada isu krisis BBM ya, Mas. Terutama di Indonesia sendiri. Apakah Mas Jegar masih akan menggaspol motor ini kalau ada isu tersebut?
Mungkin ya secara kalau saya sih masih karena secara ini kalau sama listrik gitu ya. Bensin itu lebih reliable lah, kayak lebih menyatu sama jiwa saya juga. Kalau bensin itu sama ini juga kalau misal perawatan nih bensin biasanya malah lebih minim gitu. Kalau listrik itu biasanya sekali perawatan itu malah bisa langsung habis banyak gitu Mas.
Oke. Apakah di masa depan Mas Zevan ini mau beralih ke motor listrik atau mobil listrik gak Mas?
Mungkin suatu saat kalau misal ada pengisian baterai ya untuk mobil listrik sama motor listrik mungkin kalau memadai mungkin saya akan memiliki salah satu mungkin satu atau dua lah ya untuk harian. Karena kalau ngomongin irit-iritan kalau untuk harian itu sebenarnya listrik itu lebih irit ya Mas. Soalnya kadang kita cuma ngecas berapa jam aja bisa buat beratus-ratus kilo. Kalau bensin kan biasa kalau motor ya 1 liter bisa cuma 30 kilo lah gitulah Mas. Mungkin itu saya.
Oke. Terima kasih Mas Zevan.
Iya, sama-sama Mas Reno.
Mas Man.
Now let us look at how this crisis affects ordinary people. When fuel prices increase, transportation costs also increase. This affects public transport, delivery services, and logistics. As a result, the prices of goods, including food, can go up. For example, first, farmers pay more for transportation. Second, shops pay more for delivery. And the last, consumer pay higher prices. This creates a chain reaction throughout the economy. In addition, businesses may face higher operating costs. This can reduce profits and slow down economic growth. For low-income families, the impact can be even more serious. They spend a larger part of their income on basic needs, including transportation and energy.
Looking ahead, the future of the fuel situation is uncertain. If global tension continue, fuel supply may remain unstable. Prices could continue to rise or fluctuate. However, this crisis also creates an opportunity. Many countries are now more aware of the importance of energy security. They are investing in new technologies and exploring alternative energy sources. This could lead to a more sustainable and stable energy system in the future. But this transition will take time.
In conclusion, the global fuel crisis is a complex issue that affects many aspects of life. It is caused by a combination of geopolitical tension, high dependence on fossil fuel, and growing global demand. Countries around the world, including Indonesia, are trying to manage the situation through various politics and strategies. However, the challenge is still ongoing. The situation reminds that energy is a critical part of modern life, and managing it wisely is very important. The world must work together to build a more secure and sustainable energy future. Thank you for watching.